Aloha kako, and welcome to Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi 2016. I'm Dan Cook, and with me is Mileka Lincoln.
From Ala Moana Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii, we send aloha to everyone around the world joining us via broadcast and live stream.
Historically, Memorial Day is a day honoring those who died while serving in America's armed forces, all who unselfishly gave their lives so that others could live freely. In that same spirit, we come together at Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi on Memorial Day to express our love and gratitude to those who laid the foundation for our lives and continue to live on in our hearts. We also grieve for those who have lost their lives to natural disasters and souls who have recently perished in service to their country. We send our prayers to their families and loved ones.
In 2015, on this stage, Her Holiness Shinnyo-en, head priest of Shinnyo-en, expressed her thoughts on lantern floating. She said, "As we float our lanterns tonight, we honor those we love and remember, all the lives that have led us to who we are, the unforgettable people who've shown us kindness and generosity, and all life on earth. But we also make a new commitment to our own lives. We resolve to extend the strong examples of the best actions of those who have inspired us."
Since the very first ceremony held at Ke'ehi Lagoon on Oʻahu back in 1999, Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi has held a special place in the heart of Her Holiness Shinnyo-en. Due to her schedule, Her Holiness is not able to be with us in person tonight.
Her Holiness deeply thanks Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell and the many departments of the City and County of Honolulu for your help with the coordination of Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. She also asked to recognize United States Congressman Mark Takai, represented here tonight by his sister Nikki Takai. And of course, the Governor of the State of Hawaii, the Honorable David Ige.
Her Holiness would also like to pay tribute to the United States Armed Forces. Here with us, Major General Edward Dorman, Commanding General 8th Theater Sustainment Command, United States Army Pacific. And Rear Admiral John V. Fuller, Commander, Navy Region Hawaii and Naval Surface Group, Middle Pacific. Thank you for your service.
Finally, Her Holiness Shinnyo-en wanted to extend her gratitude and thank you to all of you for joining together for peace. Though she could not be with us tonight, she wished to help prepare your hearts before you float your lantern. So later tonight, we'll see a video message from Her Holiness. But meanwhile, through the beauty of tonight's program, we hope that you will feel the love that she has for Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi.
Tonight's featured performers' musical gifts were nurtured by generations of musicians and music educators. Nathan Aveao has won 16 Na Hoku Hano Hano Awards, that's of course the Grammys of Hawaiian music, and has the honor of being the only artist to win Male Vocalist of the Year 3 times. Performing Aina Hanau, the 2016 Na Hoku Hano Hano Song of the Year, please welcome Nathan Aveao.
Aloha. As a touring musician, sometimes I find myself being on the road, away from home for months at a time. But on that special day when I'm coming home, I look out my window and the first thing I see is the Ko'olau Mountains. It reminds me of my many blessings, my family, my friends, Aina Hanau, my homeland.
There is a place for us all, my
There is a place for us all. Mine lies across the shores, and there you will feel kamakani pa'ili. I know yonder I see Kaileva kupu, no more longing to be. There is a place for us all of bright green and blues abound. Love is waiting for me. I know. Yonder I see Kaileva kupu, no more longing to be. There is a place for us all. Mine lies beyond the stars, and there you will find my heart's dreams for you.
Mahalo, Nathan, for your gift of music. To welcome the main lanterns onto our stage, Kumuhula Ku Kaho'omalu Souza will present an oli, or Hawaiian chant. This chant, composed by Dr. Larry Kauanoe Lindsay Kimura, speaks of the rising sun that heralds the dawn of a new day, and how all of us, like that new day, can be filled with the light of knowledge from our ancestors so that we can make tomorrow better.
Now here we kalani he veke I ka po pilipukai he elele o ka poni hiki na ka uke ka he avana au I ka ala apapa la ina iluna o ke kukulu o kalani la o ka uia e huli alo nei taulu e ai wao e.
Now entering the stage are the main lanterns. These lanterns carry prayers for all life over time immemorial. Inscribed on the lanterns are prayers to remember all victims of conflicts and wars around the world, including those who lost their lives at Pearl Harbor 75 years ago.
O maila o mala mala mai ka honua nei ta mauli ola ua o Hawaii ke oli no nei mai ka pina ka velo na ka la ka iko ia I ka ike mano mano ka ike ko liu mai o kikilo mai o ka uno ia o ka pula ma apa ma ka ipu o ka ike ai ua oe he mele no Hawaii ua.
As the light of the lanterns represents love for those who have come before us, the light of harmony embodies a shared hope for trust, fellowship, and peace. Representing this shared wish in our diverse Hawaii, we welcome these community, spiritual, and armed forces leaders who dedicate themselves in service each day.
Hawaii has become a symbol of peace around the world. The whole spirit of aloha. We have learned a long time ago to celebrate our diversity, to be respectful of where we all come from and the different ethnic heritages that we have. And the lantern floating ceremony truly has come to symbolize everything that Hawaii means in that aspect.
For Memorial Day in general, for the folks who aren't in the military, I think it's a day to celebrate and realize that there's somebody who's willing to put their life on their line because they think you're worth it. That they think you'll carry on in the manner that the civilization, this community, this place is worth defending. And they're willing to do that, and that's because of their love for you.
My hope for this ceremony is that at one point in time we can gather as one family, crossing over nationalities, cultures, religion, and promote this idea of harmony. And I think in that way, Hawaii can be the center to send out through the world that we may be all different, but at the same time, we're one.
And here we have the Shinnyo-en having their ceremony here. But if you look in the crowd, every single type of religion is there, every race is there, and they're all connected because we are that way as a people. We are connected by our differences. We're proud of our differences, and we celebrate each other's differences in ceremonies like this one.
I know there's many people that are going to be at the ceremony this year, commemorating the lives of people that they lost to cancer. There's many that will be in the audience who are just going through the same struggles as me. And I think, when you get diagnosed with cancer, it really brings life into perspective. I think for us struggling, it's an opportunity to embrace hope.
So this year I'll be honoring the crew of Morphine 1-2. They were shot down during a casualty evacuation mission in Iraq in 2007. And the pilot was Captain Jennifer Harris, First Lieutenant Jared Landacker, Sergeant Travis Pfister, Sergeant James Tiarina, Corporal Thomas Seba, HM1 Gilbert Mignardis, and HM3 Manuel Ruiz. And it was 7 people that were going to help others, and they put their lives on the line for it so that we could be here today. That's what Memorial Day is for me.
This year I'll be dedicating my lantern to those who passed away in the great earthquake of March 11th in northern Japan, and also most recently the earthquake in Kumamoto, Japan. Right now, the survivors and also the victims need the positive energies of prayer so that they may be able to heal.
This year is the 50th anniversary of the start of the Vietnam War, and to this day, many of our veterans are struggling, but some didn't come home. And one in particular who's a hero of mine, his name is First Lieutenant John Kahaihao from the Big Island. He has hero written all over him, so I want to have a panel just for him this year.
Ever since I lost my dad last year, I've been considering how gratitude is really, it's a change agent. The change that happens is that it makes it easier to let go of those things that are temporal. There was a lot of disappointment and hurt when my dad left when I was 9. Now at this age, now that he's been gone, gratitude helps me to make room for those things that are eternal. It allows space for compassion and understanding and empathy. I get to still learn from my dad's love and be transformed by those eternal things.
My wife is Japanese American, and I hear her family from time to time say "Okage sama de," which means we are who we are because of you. And what she's talking about is those who came before. For her, it's her grandfather who sacrificed, for her family, and her father who sacrificed so that she could be the person she is today. And this ceremony is much about that. It's about not forgetting, because every one of us are who we are because of those who came before, who fought for a better life for us, who provided a life for us.
For this year's ceremony, I'll be honoring my father, You know, he was a member of the 100th Battalion, 442nd, and to think about being committed to prove his loyalty to a country that classified him as an enemy alien and unfit to serve, I think is truly remarkable when we think about it. It's something that I think about every day, and I work really hard to honor his memory for everything that he has given to me.
Grieving is a commonality. I would encourage all of us to not be impatient with the process, to not try to shortcut the process in order to get to the desired end. Include others in it. I believe that that's the way that we were meant, to be able to arrive at hope.
Representing Her Holiness Shinso Ito is the Venerable Reverend Mitsuo Nagatsuka of Shinnyo-en. Uniting wishes from around the world for all to live in harmony and friendship. Please light the light of harmony.
He ala e, a he ula la e. Ola o uka i ka paka uai. Ola o kai i ka pili ka hawai. Ka ana maka i ke awa kea. I ka ulu mahua o ka aina. Ka hea wai kanaka I te ala o te ola e ala e, ala e.
Halau Hilani Vailoa and Halau Hula o Kawai Ho'omalu are dancing to a mele composed for Lantern Floating by Dr. Puakea Nogelmeyer. It speaks of humankind's spiritual energy flourishing like the land thrives through the living waters of mist, stream, and river.
Noe pali pulu be kalaula au o ka mauna hele Mana mana maila na mano wai o uka a ka he kawai o la ina o hawai o uli e la e la e Ola o uka I ka paka paka ua Ola o kei I ka pili ka hawai Ka na maka I ke awa ke a I ka ulu mahua hua o ka aina Ka hea wai ka naka I ke ala o te ola e ala e ala e Leine moku ola I ke kailalaha E nehe mai na I ka ae o ne A he lihi huka kai Ko ka muli vai I ke kahe ana kui Ka moana Mano mano ka hawai Puni ka moana nui ala e ala e
The music you're hearing is a modern interpretation of traditional Buddhist chant performed by the Shinnyo-en Shomyo Choir. On behalf of Her Holiness Shinso Ito, Venerable Reverend Nagatsuka will now conduct a blessing of the ceremonial grounds for all who are in attendance or here in spirit, and for all who are being remembered on the lanterns.
Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam.
Through this rite, the Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi stage, the surrounding land, and the waters upon which the lanterns will float will be permeated with the goodness of our acts. We share this goodness with all beings, physical and spiritual. It also enhances our efforts to take the good deeds and thoughts that we have brought, the merit we have accumulated, and transfers this merit to the spirits who have gathered here tonight.
The offering of water and rice, symbols of sustenance, is an offering of gratitude to those who have laid the foundation for our lives.
The strewing of flowers adorns a spiritual and physical pathway for the lanterns, reinforcing the respect and love we have for those who have paved the way.
Shinnyoの前年は人々の心の眼を目覚めさせ
I'd like to introduce to you some words of inspiration from the Shinnyo Dharma as a focus for our contemplation today. By giving full expression to our Buddha nature, to our innate goodness, through our thoughts and deeds, we awaken our hearts and minds. We awaken our eyes of wisdom. Love and compassion are mutual acts of giving and receiving, and in their truest form are free of expectations of reward. Therein lies a world of joy. When we encounter unexpected obstacles in our lives, we need look no further than within ourselves for strength, for it is within each of our efforts, every thought and every action, that we express our inherent love and compassion. Every step that we take forward, no matter how small, can make us powerfully aware of how our lives can be used to express goodness and offer joy to those around us.
日々の現実は厳しい。
Try not to allow the obstacles of life hold you back. If you look around right now and see our togetherness, we can extend our hopes for the future through the light of these lanterns. The founder of Shinnyo-en, Shinjo Ito, taught, "Never underestimate the power of prayer that we all share." We are all here together, myself from Japan, many thousands of you gathered at Ala Moana Beach or watching on television or online. We are also joined by our loved ones. The intention of our hearts cannot be seen, but their effects can be made real. Joined with one another, our combined efforts to look beyond ourselves will have profound, far-reaching outcomes. May our energies tonight kindle the light of our lanterns with genuine hope as they illuminate a path towards a brighter tomorrow.
灯籠の明かりを希望に、明日からの行動を大切に踏み出してまいりましょう。
You may now float your lanterns. In the spirit of togetherness, please extend your aloha to others behind and around you who are also anxious to float their lanterns.
Namu
Floating a lantern symbolizes the gratitude you have for those who have gone before and is a step towards putting that gratitude into action. Honor your loved ones by keeping them in your hearts and minds as you go forth. As Her Holiness Shinnyo so eloquently stated, we can extend our hopes for the future through the light of these lanterns.
Each lantern holds the hopes, dreams, and love that our ancestors and loved ones have for us. As we honor them with our actions towards peace and compassion for the benefit of others, we ourselves illuminate a path towards a brighter tomorrow that everyone in the past, present, and future can share. Our enlightenment becomes their peace.
Joining us for Lantern Floating Hawaiʻi 2016. Shinnyo-en and Na'ale Aloha Foundation thank you for your support and offer deep gratitude to the many volunteers without whom this community event would not be possible. A special mahalo to our volunteers who will be retrieving each lantern from the ocean. All lanterns will be respectfully cared for and prepared for next year's ceremony.
In the spirit of tonight's ceremony, offer your aloha to those around you. And please keep this aloha in your hearts and in your minds as you go on with your lives. On behalf of Shinnyo-en and Na'ale Aloha Foundation, aloha a hui hou.
Aloha.
fence is already wet. I'm good from here. Good.